Good morning, 12th students. Lesson number 6, Chemistry, Part 1. Part 5, the last topic, the last lecture of this lesson. I am starting with 6.7, Refining. We did earlier. Now, refining. What is refining? You are getting metal, and after getting metal, we have to refine it in a pure state. A metal extracted by any method is usually contaminated with impurities. So, to get a pure metal, several techniques are to be used. First method is distillation, then liquefaction, electrolysis, zone refining, vapor phase refining, and chromatographic method. These are described in detail here. First, what is distillation? This is very useful for low boiling metals like zinc and mercury. The impure metal is evaporated to obtain the pure metal as dissolved. Okay, so distillation means which is useful for low boiling metals who are getting easily boiled. Second, liquefaction. In this method, a low melting metal like tin can be made to flow out in a sloping surface. Okay, in a sloping surface. See, it will slope like that, sloping method. So it will flow. In this way, it is separated from higher melting impurities. So first of all, tin will come out, and the higher boiling point metals will be remained as impurities. Third method, electrolytic refining. Now already we are knowing very nicely in electrochemistry. In this method, the impure metal is made of anode. At sum of metal in pure form is used as cathode. So anode, cathode. So anode is the impure metal, anode, and pure metal, cathode. Like that you are knowing so many cells in electrochemistry detailed. So at anode this reaction, at cathode this reaction. So this process is also explained using the correction of electrode potential over potential and Gibbs energy. Copper is refined using an electrolysis method. Another impure copper and pure copper strips are taken at cathode, and electrolyte is acidified solution of copper sulfate, and the net result of electrolysis is transfer of copper into pure form from anode to cathode. So at anode copper plus 2, at cathode Cu plus 2 electron, and you are getting. So impurities from blister copper already we did in copper sulfate solution, means that is Cu plus 2, and you are making pure copper. So impurities from the blister copper deposited as anode, mud which contains antimony, selenium, tellurium, silver, gold, and platinum. Recovery of these elements may meet the cost of refining. Zinc can also be refined in this method. Now next method is zone refining. This method is based on the principle that impurities are more soluble in the melt than in the solid state of metal. So this method is suitable where you can get the metal in the melted state. A mobile heater surrounding the rod of impure metal is fixed at its one end. Noble gas atmosphere, induction coal heaters, zone refining process. See, metal rod in a molten zone. Metal rod, it is a molten zone. So the molten zone, this molten zone moves along with the heater, which is moved forward. As the heater moves, as the heater moved forward, the pure metal crystallized out of the metal melt left behind, and the impurities passed out in the adjacent new molten zone created by movement of heaters. So induction coal heaters moving as shown. This is induction. It comes in a molten state and it can be separated out from the impurities. This process is repeated several times and the heater is moved in the same direction again and again. Impurities get concentrated at one end, this end is cut off. The method is very useful for producing semiconductor and other metals of very high purity. So germanium, silicon, boron, gallium and indium are used by this method. Next method is vapor phase refining. So in this method, the metal is converted into volatile compounds which is collected and decomposed to give pure metal. So the two requirements are there. The metal should form a volatile compound with an available reagent. Second, the volatile compound should be easily decomposable so that the recovery is easy. So how? See, one process for refining nickel. So in this process, nickel is heated in a stream of carbon monoxide, forming a volatile complex named as nickel tetracarbonyl. In a complex salt, in part 2 we will do nickel carbon monoxide, nickel tetracarbonyl. This complex is decomposed at a higher temperature to obtain pure metal. Decomposed. Okay, so for the volatile method, see, volatile nickel will be volatile. After that, again decomposition. For that, Van Arkel method for refining zirconium or titanium. This method is very useful for removing all the oxygen and nitrogen present in the form of impurity in certain metals like zirconium and titanium. Zirconium. First of all, this crude metal is heated in an evacuated vessel with iodine. So iodine with zirconium iodide, the metal iodide being more covalent volatilizes. The metal iodide is decomposed after the same method for like the nickel. Okay, so this method is suitable for zirconium. So pure zirconium you are obtaining the pure metal deposited on the filament. Now next method. First method in the refining I taught you distillation, then liquidation, electrolysis, zone refining, vapor phase refining. Last one is chromatographic methods. I think the bio students who were in 11th with me, they did the chromatography with me. We did the chromatography to separate the green pigment into separate zones with the help of Palak. Are you remembering, bio students, what is the chromatography method? So if you are not remembering, the other students also, please listen. This method is based on the principle that different components of a mixture are absorbed to a different extent on an absorbent. The mixture is put into stationary phase, which may be solid or a liquid. A pure solvent, a mixture of solvents or a gas is allowed to move slowly over the stationary phase. Different components of the mixture get separated gradually as the moving phase. In Unit 12, Class 11th, there are several chromatographic techniques such as paper chromatography. I taught you paper chromatography, column chromatography. Okay, in column, mixture of compounds. See, etc. Procedures followed in the chromatography have been duplicated in figure 6.9. I will teach you again. Chromatography have been duplicated in this. Chromatography is very useful for purification of the elements which are available in a minute quantities, and the impurities are not very different in chemical properties from the element to be purified. Okay, so you can see industrial method, solvent tank, pump is here, flow injector and detector, and mixture of component. This you can see stationary phase and laboratory method. In the laboratory, colored bands will come. See, for the bio students I will repeat again. You can also understand what is chromatography. We took a paper and we extract from Palak chlorophyll pigment. Chlorophyll is component which contains 4 xanthine, phenantine and so many layers. So when we extracted chlorophyll with the help of solvent ether. So green color pigment has come And in the green color pigment, the students kept a round paper cut into the strip, and a strip was dipped into the chlorophyll solution. So the paper has absorbed the green paper, and he showed so many layers: orange, blue, green. So in this way, the different components has been separated by chromatography technique. So many methods are there. Now again, our next topic is 6.8, uses of aluminum, copper, zinc and iron. You are knowing very well that these metals are very useful in aluminum foils are used in wrappers and food industry. When we are making roti at our home also, we are wrapping with aluminum foil. The fine dust of the metal is used in paints and liquors. Aluminum, being highly reactive, is also used in the extraction of chromium and manganese from their oxides. Wires of aluminum are used in electricity conductors. GV connections are giving in our also house the connections with wires. So aluminum is very useful to making wires. Alloy containing aluminum being are very useful. Copper is used in making wires, used in electrical industries and for wires, water and steam pumps. It is also used in several alloys and rather together than the metal itself. Example: brass with zinc, bronze with tin and collange alloy. Zinc is also so aluminum and copper. After that, third one is zinc is used for galvanizing iron. It is also used in the quantities in batteries. It is constituents of many alloys: brass, German silver, and diester paints. Cast iron, which we did, cast iron, pig iron, which is the most important form of iron, 3% carbon, is used for casting stoves, railway sleepers, gutter pipes, toys, etc. It is used in the manufacturing of wrought iron and steel. Wrought iron is used in making anchors for the ship, the landing. Wires, bolts, chains, and agriculture implements. Steel funds a number of uses. Alloy steel is obtained when other metals are added to it. Nickel steel is used for making cables, automobiles, and aeroplanes parts. Pendulum, measuring tapes. Chrome steel is used for cutting tools and crushing machines. And stainless steel is used for cycles, automobiles, utensils, paints, etc. Okay, so in this way we are going to complete our this chapter in the 5 section.